In this video, I'm going to quickly show you how to get a video into place. So we know that on the Fun and Adventure Experiences, we have a couple of events that have videos, and you can see that we've got the video player and everything like that. So normally when it comes to implementing different elements, what I usually do is if you want to mimic something, normally what I recommend is that you take a look at the element that was used previously on a page, take a look at it and see what it is, and then see how you can replicate it on a different page. So we're on the Race Around page at this point. I'm logged into WordPress, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my top area here where you can see Edit Portfolio. And so when I go into Edit Portfolio, I can go into the Race Around page and take a look around and see how that video was actually implemented. That's going to help me understand how to replicate that on another page. And you can see that I already have another page. I've got a Platypi testing page already open to the editing field. And all I really want to do is figure out, what did I do on the Race Around page, and how can I mimic that onto the Platypi testing page. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm on the Race Around editor, and I'm editing this page, and if I scroll down I can start to take a look and see what's going on. So if we were to sort of recognize the page, we've got a title, then we have some more information, then we have the how does it work, a little bit of a blurb, then another title that says watch a 3-minute sneak peek, and then lo and behold, there happens to be an element called video player. So what that tells me is that this is an element from the Visual Composer, and so if I want to go and mimic that somewhere else, I basically need to follow how this video player works. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper, and I'm going to go and edit this video player to see what settings I need to take into consideration. So remember that this is the Race Around video. So sizing and things like that, we probably don't need to be too worried about. But we can definitely take note of what we're doing here, or what the settings were on the Race Around one. So we didn't put in a widget title, that's fine. I apparently need the YouTube link, which is perfectly good as well. I know where to find that. Video width, apparently I went with 100%. And then I left the rest of it to the defaults. So aspect ratio usually is just fine. Alignment, if you happen to want it. Center, by all means do so. And then the rest of it's blank. If I go into design options, nothing's been specified here either. So I don't really need to worry about design options. Basically, what this is telling me is that I need a video link, and I need the video to be 100%. And if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure the reason I set it at 100% was that on a mobile device, this way it would actually resize to whatever the mobile device's screen is. If we keep a set height, fixed width, fixed height, then on a mobile device it won't actually expand or contract. So that's where width of 100% comes in. So essentially it's get the link, set it to 100%, maybe set alignment to center or right, and off I go. All right, so knowing that, I'm not doing any changes on the Race Around page. This was just open for me to be able to check out what tools am I using for the video. There's multiple ways of being able to do almost anything in WordPress, and so it's always a good idea that if there is something that has been implemented in the past and you like it, go into that page and find out what was actually done. So in this case, we're using the video player element rather than using an embed code through YouTube, which again is another way of implementing a video. So let's say I go into the page that I have open. This is my Platypi test page, and I'll quickly show you what it looks like so that you can see it. It's basically a copy of the About page. Nothing more, nothing less. So copy of your About page, with the photo, and I just did the training video on the Active Campaign stuff, so that's at the bottom as well. So let's say I want to replace this image with a video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and look for that image, which happens to be first row, and it looks like a 2/3, 1/3 split. And I'm going to remove this single image because I no longer want it there. And I now know that I want a video player. So I can actually, I can either search for video player or I can go and find it myself. I find it easier to just write in the word video up top. So right up in here, and then it'll eventually bring it up into this screen. That way I don't have to guess. And here we go. So it fills in a default video link. I have no idea what that actually links to. And so we don't really probably want to keep that one. We probably want to use one that we already have. So I need to replace this for sure. Width is obviously, apparently maintained at 100%. The aspect ratio is the same, alignment left. So really same settings as the race around. All I need is the video link. So what I've done is I actually have in another tab here, I have a video link to one of your training videos. Naturally, in your case, you would obviously upload your YouTube video to your Traction Team Building YouTube account. If you're not currently using a YouTube account, I believe you must be because you have a video on your homepage. So you probably do have one. You'll want to upload your video to that YouTube account, possibly make a channel if you want to. And then essentially what you're going to do is you're going to grab the URL. Nothing more, nothing less. You're going to highlight it, copy it, right-click copy, or Control-C if you prefer. Then I usually do right-click paste or Control-V, and then I'm going to hit save. At this point, I'm going to update the page on the right-hand side just to see what it looks like. Hopefully it will do exactly what I'm looking for. I'm waiting for the page to reload itself and tell me that the page has been saved. So wait for it to come up. It's thinking. Ooh, it's taking a long time to think. All right, so the page is refreshing. The page has been updated. I can click view page here. I happen to already have it open, but what I do need to do is refresh it from the server. So I'm going to click refresh on my Firefox browser, and my video should load into where that photo was. And there we go. There's the video in place. You can play it from here without any issues. There are other ways of implementing a video. At this point, I'm going to leave it as this, just for the fact that I don't really want to overcomplicate anything. Now let's see how that compares to the race around video so that we can get an understanding of if there's any settings that we may or may not have missed. So if I go to the race around page, no, it's basically what it is. So you have your race around Handorf, and then you've got a couple of different icons, and then the play button. If I'm on my about page, I obviously have a much smaller space that I'm dealing with, so it's not as tall. So that's one of the reasons why it is smaller than expected, but there is my title and there's my play button. So that's basically how you would do it. If you find that this image is a little, or this video is a little bit too small, and let's say you wanted to change that up a bit, Platypi testing, on the Platypi testing page, one of the things that you could do is rather than doing a 2/3, 1/3 split, so 2/3 of the story and then 1/3 of the video. Oops, sorry. Those are my automated things happening in the background. We could technically do a half-half split. So all I did there was mouse over into the columns and then change the column structures. So I went from a 2/3, 1/3 split to half-half. So if I were to update that now and then go and view the page, that might give my video a little bit more breathing room. and look a little less squat in size, and it might even things out a little bit more. So as that page is saving itself, sometimes we can get away with refreshing the page as it's saving. So I'm just going to refresh it now and then see what a half-half split looks like instead. And hopefully that will make the video stand out a little bit more and be a little bit more even. So I would say that's probably a win on this part. I would say that's probably our best bet. So I like that layout better than the 2/3, 1/3. So that's basically how you enter